Hey everybody, it's MotherGoose27 and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today, hopefully this is a shorter video, but we'll see. I may end up going on a really long rant. Today, I'm going to be talking about the next generation of consoles and just giving some basic thoughts. First thing I want to say is that the console wars are stupid. No one is better than someone else because they use a different console. Like, let's be real here. While each console is different, their operating systems are different, their controllers are different. One has games that the other one doesn't have and vice versa. But at the end of the day, they do the same thing. They're both gaming consoles. Most of the games you can play on one, you can play on the other. Obviously, exclusives are really important in terms of selling consoles, and that is something to keep in mind. But at the end of the day, they do the same thing. So, when discussing consoles, let's just remember to respect one another, because when it really comes down to it, it's all just personal preference. I personally am an Xbox fan. I've been using Xbox for years. I like the PlayStation. I do not think it's a bad console or a bad family of consoles. I just personally prefer the Xbox. I like the controller a lot better. I like the operating system a lot better. And while I will admit that PlayStation does have more exclusives, I just love the Xbox exclusives so much. Now, I will say, a lot of the ones I really love, we haven't seen in a very long time. Dead Rising 3, it is my favorite game of all time, period. Xbox exclusive. Sunset Overdrive, also one of my top favorite games of all time. And just a little heads up, as soon as I finish my Breath of the Wild playthrough, Sunset Overdrive is going to be my next Throwback Thursday stream. But it's going to be a little bit before we get to that. I gotta finish college first. I love the Halo series. 1 through 3 and Reach are so amazing. 4 is okay. I don't really remember 5. Like, I know I played 5. Like, I have, not with me, it's back at home, but I have Halo 5. And of course, we have some other exclusives. But yes, my whole point is, it's all just personal preference. And I prefer Xbox, and that's just my opinion. I don't think I'm better than someone else because they play PlayStation or they're a PC player. We shouldn't be at each other's throats because we use a different console. Obviously, I know the console wars are not like they used to be, man. Xbox 360 days were crazy. Xbox One to PlayStation 4, we still experience some console war moments, but I know it's died down a lot, so it's not really an issue like it used to be, but I just wanted to remind you guys that it's okay to prefer a different gaming console. Now let's talk about Xbox, and I am going to be talking about PlayStation. I'm mainly going to be talking about Xbox, though, just because that's what I know. Let's just be real here. Xbox really biffed it this generation. Like I said, I'm an Xbox user. I'm not afraid to admit that they made a lot of mistakes, especially when this generation started. And they've really had to dig themselves out of a hole. And you know what? They did. And they've done a fantastic job. Yes, they might not have as many exclusives as PlayStation has, but they're doing really good. Game Pass is amazing. Their xCloud, I haven't got to try it yet, but so far, I've only seen good things from people who are using it in beta. Now, maybe I missed something, maybe it's doing really horrible. I'm open to that idea. But so far, from what I've heard, it's good things. They've opened Game Pass up to PC, and when they did that, it really transitioned from a PlayStation versus Xbox to more of a PlayStation versus Microsoft, because now Xbox is a platform instead of a single console. And Microsoft doesn't really care if you buy your games on an Xbox, a PC, or you use your phone. They're making money either way. As we're seeing, it looks like PlayStation is going to start to move to that route as well. Again, Xbox really biffed it, but PlayStation did fantastic this generation. We got to see some amazing exclusives. They sold so many units, and they're in a really good place moving into this next generation because, one, they have built up some really fantastic brand loyalty, and Xbox does have brand loyalty as well, but there are a lot of people who really love the PlayStation and who are really excited for what's next. And so far, they've done an amazing job marketing the PlayStation 5. It sold out so fast. I mean, Xbox did too. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But really, PlayStation is in a really, really good place. Now, I know there were some complaints early on because all of the first-party PlayStation games, Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, I'm assuming the next God of War, they're exclusive first-party games were going to be only for the PlayStation 5, which meant that if you wanted to play their next-gen games, you would have to upgrade. On the other hand, Microsoft committed for at least a year to still make games for the Xbox One. And again, this isn't third party, this is first party games. And on top of that, they also were offering smart delivery, where if you couldn't buy a next gen console right away, you could still buy those next gen games for your current console, and as soon as you did get the next gen console, you could upgrade for free. Xbox really knocked it out of the park there. What a fantastic gamer friendly feature. Now, PlayStation got a little slack for this, and they've changed it. Now some of these games, maybe not all, but some of these games will be coming to the PlayStation 4. And I'm just really happy for the PlayStation gamers, because not everybody is going to be able to get a console right away. Which segues into our next topic. Pre-orders. As far as I know, at this current moment, both PlayStation 5, disc drive and digital, and the Xbox Series X and Series S are sold out everywhere. So both companies did really, really good when it comes to pre-orders. Now, I don't know the numbers, I'm sure we'll see them at some point, of how many pre-orders were available for each console, but either way, fantastic job. Okay, so really, my next-gen thoughts. I think both consoles, Xbox and PlayStation, are doing amazing at the moment. Like I said earlier, PlayStation has built up such a brand loyalty. Now, I will admit, PlayStation hasn't done everything right. Their views on cross-platform were a little rough at first. They came around. Their views on next-gen games, again, a little rough at first. They came around. They are still considering the gamers. I know there are people who are mad at PlayStation right now because they feel like they lied, which I guess technically they did. They said that their next-gen games were going to be too powerful to run on PlayStation 4, and now they can just run on PlayStation 4. Should they have said that? No. Should I have got the exact quote for you guys? Yes, I should have, and I'm sorry I didn't. So again, don't take everything I say as 100% true. But at the end of the day, they changed their policy for the gamers' good. PlayStation cares about their gamers. They've built up fantastic brand loyalty, and they've got some great games coming out. FNAF Security Breach looks amazing. And I'm not gonna lie, kind of sad that you guys are getting, I think, a 3-month exclusive deal on the game. It might be longer, but I'm pretty sure it was 3 months. My whole point is, PlayStation is at a really good place. And I think as long as they don't make any really big, dumb mistakes, they're gonna do fantastic this generation. I really do not think they're going to have as much of a massive lead as they did on Xbox in the current generation. Just because Xbox has really redeemed themselves. Like, let's just be real here. They have done so many gamer-friendly things. The Game Pass, it is still the best deal in gaming. They were at the forefront of crossplay with Nintendo. They have the cheapest next-gen console on the market. They are now adding EA Play to the Game Pass. They just bought Bethesda. They are at a really, really good place. And I don't know who's going to win next gen. If I'm being honest, I would not be surprised if PlayStation wins, just because they do have a much larger player base. But I also know there are a lot of people who are actually considering Xbox. I have talked to multiple PlayStation users who've just talked about how good Xbox is doing and how some of them have considered switching over. And at the current moment, they're not sure what next gen console they're gonna buy. And this isn't everybody. I'm not saying this is all PlayStation users. This is just some PlayStation users that I've talked to. I've also talked to PlayStation users who are sticking with PlayStation, and fantastic, good for them. My whole point to this is, I think it's a little too early to announce the winner for the next generation. Again, my whole beginning, the console war's stupid, and we shouldn't argue about it, but at the end of the day, one console will sell more units than the other one does. It might be a landslide, like it was this generation, or it might just be a couple thousand, a couple million off. Both companies are doing so good. PlayStation has the lead, but Xbox is catching up, and they're catching up fast. Now, this Bethesda deal, either way, Microsoft wins. They make the next Elder Scrolls, the next Doom, the next Fallout. Xbox exclusives, that is going to sell so many units. Or they don't make it exclusive, they still sell these games for PlayStation, and they sell millions more units of each game. Like, either way, Microsoft is going to make money. Can you guys hear the police in the background? Also, what do you think of my googly eyes? I thought this was just like the funniest idea ever. I'm not a gaming news channel. I'm not really good at this, but I love games, and I'm so excited for the next generation of consoles. I feel like this generation is going to be really interesting, because obviously Microsoft has done a lot to catch up, and if they keep innovating and pushing gaming forward like they have been, I do believe that they will pass PlayStation. But PlayStation's still in the lead. They can still push forward to innovate games. They can offer things that we don't have, and I'm just really excited to see what's next for each console. What are they gonna do to change gaming? What exclusives are we gonna get? I really believe that both companies are gonna put out some amazing exclusives. We'll see some returns of some classics, and I'm really hoping for new IPs from both companies. And in this video, again, the console wars are stupid. No one's better than anyone else because they use a different piece of plastic to game. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe to join the flock. Also, the next episode of Animal Squadron comes out today. It's probably out already, so go check that out. I post on TikTok all the time. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter as well. All those links are in the description below. Have a great day. Mother Goose out.